Folks, let's talk straight about financial freedom. What does it really mean? It means your money doesn't own you. You own your money. It means you are in control. You make the decisions about your cash. You are not waking up scared. Scared about bills piling up high. Scared about unexpected expenses. Financial freedom is about peace. It is a deep, lasting peace about your money situation. It's knowing you can handle what life throws your way. Imagine not having that knot in your stomach. That knot you get when the mail arrives, or when the phone rings with a collector. Financial freedom means those worries fade. They become a distant memory. You can breathe easier. You can sleep better at night. Your relationships can even improve. Money stress puts a strain on everything. Now, some of you might be thinking, Dave, this financial freedom sounds nice, but is it really worth all the effort? Let me tell you, absolutely yes. It is worth every single bit of effort. Think about the alternative for a moment. Living paycheck to paycheck is exhausting. Constantly worrying about money is draining. It steals your joy. It steals your focus from what truly matters. It can even steal your health. Financial stress is a major cause of problems. It causes anxiety and depression. It can lead to arguments in families. It can make you feel trapped, like you are on a hamster wheel, running as fast as you can. Alright, so you are ready to fight for freedom. You are tired of being broke and stressed. That is fantastic. So where do we start this journey? The very first step is simple, but it is incredibly important. You need to know where your money is actually going. Most people have no real idea. They think they know, but when they track it, they are shocked, absolutely shocked. You have to shine a bright light on your spending. For one whole month, track every penny. I mean every single penny. That coffee you grab on the way to work. That pack of gum at the checkout. That online subscription you forgot about. Okay, you have tracked your spending. You know where your money has been going. Now it is time for the next crucial step. It is time to tell your money where to go, before the month even begins. This is called a budget. And I am not talking about some restrictive, no-fun plan. A budget is not a punishment. A budget is your plan to win with money. It is your roadmap to financial freedom. It is you taking control. We teach the zero-based budget. It is simple but incredibly effective. You list all your income for the month, then you list all your expenses. Every single one. From your mortgage or rent to your groceries, to your giving, to your savings. Every dollar has a name. Every dollar has a job. Your income minus your outgo should equal 0. Section 5. Does the Bible talk about money? You bet it does. Now, some folks get surprised by this. They think the Bible is just about spiritual things, about going to heaven. And yes, it is about those things. But the Bible talks a lot about money, a whole lot. There are over 2,000 verses about money and possessions and stewardship. Jesus himself talked more about money more than he talked about heaven or hell. Why is that? Because God knows money is a big part of our lives. He knows how we handle money. It reflects what is in our hearts. It shows our priorities. It shows who or what we truly trust. The Bible is not against money itself. Money is a tool. It can be used for good or it can be used for bad. The Bible warns about the love of money. That is where the danger lies. Section 6. God's plan for your finances, the heart of stewardship. One of the biggest biblical ideas about money is the concept of stewardship. This principle is deeply rooted in the understanding that we are not the ultimate owners of our possessions. What does that mean? It means that everything we have ultimately belongs to God. Our homes, our cars, our bank accounts, all of it is His. He is the owner and we are the managers, or the stewards. This perspective shifts our focus from ownership to responsibility. He entrusts us with resources, time, talents, and yes, money. These resources are given to us to manage wisely and to use for purposes that align with His will. He wants us to manage them wisely, for His glory and for our good. This means making decisions that reflect His values and priorities. This changes how you see your paycheck. Instead of viewing it as merely a reward for your labor, you see it as a trust from God. When you see yourself as a steward, you realize you are accountable. Accountable to God for how you handle His stuff. This accountability is not meant to be a burden, but a guiding principle. This is a serious responsibility, but it is also a wonderful opportunity. An opportunity to grow, to learn, and to make a positive impact. An opportunity to honor Him and to make a difference. By being faithful stewards, we can contribute to the well-being of others and the advancement of His kingdom. It is not about how much you have, It is about how faithful you are with what you have been given. Faithfulness in small things leads to greater responsibilities. Whether it is a little or a lot, God values faithfulness. He looks at the heart and the intention behind our actions. The Bible teaches us to be diligent, to work hard. Diligence and hard work are not just about personal gain, but about fulfilling our role as stewards. In the end, stewardship is about living a life that reflects God's love and generosity. It is about making choices that honor Him and benefit those around us. Section 7. Bible secret number 1. The power of giving and generosity. Alright, let's dive into some specific biblical secrets for handling money God's way. These principles are timeless and have guided countless individuals towards a life of abundance and fulfillment. The first one might surprise you. It's not about saving or investing, but something much deeper. It is the principle of giving, of generosity. This principle is woven throughout the fabric of the Bible. The Bible is crystal clear on this. From the Old Testament to the New, the message is consistent. We are called to be givers. This calling is not just about money, but about our time, our talents, and our love. Give, and it will be given to you, Jesus said. This is not just a promise, but a principle that governs the universe. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap. This imagery speaks of abundance beyond measure. That is a powerful promise. It assures us that our generosity will not go unnoticed or unrewarded. Giving is an act of faith. It is a tangible way to show that we trust in God's provision. It shows we trust God to provide, not our jobs, not our bank accounts, but God Himself. This trust is the foundation of a generous heart. It breaks the grip of greed. When we give, we are declaring that money does not control us. It loosens the hold money can have on us. This freedom allows us to live more fully and joyfully. When we give, we are acknowledging that God is the source. Every good and perfect gift comes from Him. We are acknowledging His ownership. Everything we have is a blessing from God, and giving back is a way to honor Him. The Bible talks about the tithe, giving the first 10% of our income back to God's work. This practice is a starting point for a life of generosity. This is a starting point for generosity. As we grow in our faith, we find that giving becomes a natural and joyful part of our lives. Section 8. Bible secret number 2. Escaping debt and embracing hard work. Here is another huge biblical secret for your money. Stay away from debt as much as possible. Debt can be a heavy burden that weighs you down and limits your freedom. It can feel like a dark cloud hanging over your head, affecting every financial decision you make. The Bible has strong warnings about debt. It is not just a financial issue, it is a spiritual one as well. The Bible teaches us to be wise stewards of our resources, and part of that wisdom is avoiding the trap of debt. Proverbs 22:7 says, "The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender." This verse highlights the power dynamics that come into play when you owe money. It is a stark reminder of the control that lenders can have over your life. Think about that. Slave to the lender. When you are in debt, you are not truly free. Your choices are limited, and your financial future is compromised. It is a form of bondage that can be difficult to escape. That is exactly what debt feels like, doesn't it? It is a constant source of stress and anxiety. But imagine the relief and freedom that comes with being debt-free. It is like a weight lifted off your shoulders. You are working hard, but a big chunk of your money goes straight to the bank or the credit card company. It is not yours. Instead of building your own future, you are paying for your past. This cycle can be incredibly frustrating and disheartening. God wants us to be free, not enslaved to lenders. Debt limits your options. It restricts your ability to give, to save, and to invest in your future. It is a barrier to living the abundant life that God desires for you. It steals your future income. Every dollar you pay in interest is a dollar that could have been used for something else, something that brings joy, security, or growth. Debt robs you of these opportunities. It causes stress and worry. The constant pressure of making payments can take a toll on your mental and emotional well-being. It can affect your relationships, your health, and your overall quality of life. Now, the Bible does not explicitly say, "Thou shalt not have a mortgage," but it consistently warns about the dangers of owing others. It encourages us to live within our means, and to avoid the pitfalls of excessive borrowing. The goal should always be to owe no one anything except to love them. This principle is about more than just money. It is about living a life of integrity and freedom. It is about being able to serve others without the constraints of debt. That is a high calling, but it is a path to true financial peace. It is a journey that requires discipline, sacrifice, and a commitment to living according to biblical principles. But the rewards are worth it. Get intense about getting out of debt. Make it a priority. Create a plan, set goals, and take action. The sooner you start, the sooner you will experience the freedom that comes with being debt-free. Alongside avoiding debt, the Bible champions hard work. Hard work is not just about earning money, it is about building character, developing skills, and contributing to the well-being of others. We touched on this with stewardship, but it deserves its own spotlight. Hard work is a virtue that the Bible consistently praises. It is a key to unlocking the blessings that God has in store for you. All hard work brings a profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty. That is Proverbs 14:23. This verse reminds us that action is essential. It is not enough to dream or to plan. We must also do the work. Section 9, Walking in Financial Peace, Your Biblical Blueprint for Success. So we have covered a lot of ground. We talked about what financial freedom really is and why it is so important. We talked about practical steps like tracking your spending and creating a zero-based budget. These are the tools, but the power behind these tools comes from understanding God's plan, His principles for handling money. These are the biblical secrets to true success, lasting success. Remember stewardship, everything belongs to God. We are managers of His resources. This changes everything. It brings responsibility, but also incredible purpose. Remember the power of giving. Generosity breaks greed's hold. It opens the door for God's blessings in ways you cannot imagine. Remember the warnings about debt and the call to diligent, honest work. These are not just suggestions, they are God's blueprint for your financial life. They lead to peace. Achieving financial freedom God's way is a journey. It takes time.